sell ourselves. That is what it is. And the kings, like I said, you guys are watching. You are excited. You are happy with this. That's why I'm confused. That's why I came on that show and I talked about. I don't think I've offended you. You know, you could be offended. I don't mind. But I just want to put some facts why people were shouting. Yes, I have issues. Let me say this. And I asked a very difficult question. And that's the part I'm going to address it. But would they have issues with you? And they make money for you? Because I don't think that you should even give money of the state to people, no matter who you are. But I, as the governor, I work with the community. The community will farm well, proper farming. And then me, as a governor, the state will get. A very, very good evening to you all. My name is Kris, and this is actually Urhobo Television. We'll be discussing more issues that concern my people as Urhobo people. But I'm very sure anybody that is open-minded will have a lot to gain, because we're just about to discuss something I propose for my tribe, that is my kinsmen. You know, my inspiration came from two things. One, we are really underrepresented. We are marginalized as a people. And number two, I discovered that to defeat poverty in Nigeria generally, or as human beings, the only weapon we have is to come together. Not come together to make a donation, not come together to do a party, but come together to solve our economic problem. I remember presenting a show here, which is a show that is very close to my heart. And I talked about moving from the mentality of ceremony to substance. You know, when you go into a party, you go to, you know, we celebrate a lot going to happen this Christmas now. You know, all the money you save for the year, you're going to celebrate it during the Christmas, and then by January, you're broke. You start again. That's life anyway. Why not enjoy it? I don't have a problem with that. But as a people, I do know that if we come together with one economic mindset, not coming together to celebrate, because you can come together for no substance, but if you come together for a good cause, there is nothing we cannot defeat. We've seen that in the Bible. The Bible is my strength. When I read the story of the Tower of Babel, I found out that when human beings come together, there's nothing they cannot do. But you can come together to celebrate. It's a good thing. You know, people come together now to watch football. It's a great thing. But that's not the kind of coming together I'm talking about. I'm coming together to solve our immediate problem. What is our immediate problem in Nigeria? Poverty. If we come together, we can defeat poverty as a people. So I'm going to be talking to my kinsmen today. And I'm going to be blessed with a very young man. He is bloody talented. You know, anytime I present a case with Roland, I get hit back. So sometimes I'm very passionate about an idea and I share it with Roland. He gives me something else. That's been the case with him. I'm opportune to have him tonight to share this idea. What I'm going to be talking about is what I call the Urhobo Commonwealth. You know, exactly what I propose. As I'm talking to you now, there's nothing wrong if you have the Yoruba Commonwealth, the Igbo Commonwealth, the Benin Commonwealth, the Chekiri Commonwealth, the Agbon, Isha Commonwealth, Isako Commonwealth. So it's not something that we can do in Nigeria alone. In fact, you know, let me tell you one story. When I was in Nigeria, the last period I stayed in Nigeria for quite some time, I got very familiar with, you know, I have a house behind Alaba International Market. So my best friends are always at the Lagos State University. Before I left, these lecturers were very poor. I mean, I can tell you they were poor. But when I came back, I found most of them have a car and they now have a decent flat where they live. A very big thanks to cooperative. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, the Commonwealth. When I talk about Commonwealth today, think very simple. Don't think too wide. Just think of a cooperative society around you. Imagine what you achieve from a cooperative society. Let me tell you one big thing that I'm still going to talk about today. No, with the Commonwealth, what I saw in Lagos State University is that the lecturer, they are able to, that during this Christmas now, they're going to order bags of rice in quantity. When you buy things in quantity to reduce the price. And then they sell to themselves for no profit because they are in a group to help themselves to live a better life. That's what the lecturers did. So if a set of lecturers can do that, then my community can do that. And I'm going to be really, really brutal with them today. Because, you know, Nigerians, let's disgrace ourselves a little bit. You know, the only thing that brings us together is actually politics. When your brother or somebody from your kinsmen want to be governor, you all fight to make him governor. Exactly what we did in Delta State. Oh, it is our turn. Our brother must become governor. I was looking, of course, it's our turn. I came out, I fought, and I really wanted my own to be there. But do you know that is not the true solution to our problem? Because that man who is a governor don't even have solution to your problem. I have seen it again and again. Buhari was president for how many years? For 8 years. What has he done for the North? The Northerners are still crying today. No, we want one of our own to be president. Buhari was there for 8 years. Tinubu is going to be there for another 8 years. Yoruba people, you will still be poor. It doesn't shake me. Yes, maybe 2% or 3% of people may benefit from it. That's it. And because they don't, even if they don't invest it well, they go poor shortly. Listen, I have a case in my community. Go to Ogara. When anybody was governor, a lot of people had money. Today they are broke. I'm sorry, guys. No verse for me. They broke. They broke asses right now. Unless they manage to get back to office. And so politics becomes their game, becomes their employment. No more career is politics. And it's a dangerous one. Well, I'm not going to talk about politics today. I'm here to talk about Commonwealth. What we all can do to make money for ourselves. And like I said, it's a very, very simple thing. The last time I heard the Nigerian Commonwealth, you know, they told us that something called Commonwealth in the Commonwealth of Nations. When the British left, they deceived us that there's something called Commonwealth. The Commonwealth, there's no Commonwealth in it. There's Commonwealth in UK. You can't come to UK without visa. And you say you have Commonwealth. What Commonwealth? What is Commonwealth? They're jokers, man. Anyway, that's political Commonwealth. This is a real Commonwealth. And like I said, it is not only restricted to my people. But today, because of my own interest, I want to talk to my people. Urhobo people, I want us to talk to each other about ourselves. If we want to get out of poverty, this is the solution. You know, and I'm going to be frank with you. I know you can succeed on your own. But you have failed already. Because right now, maybe your success, you are even a victim of your own success. How many Urhobo people today that is able to build a house that can live in that house peacefully? Insecurity will rock your ass. You don't have electricity. Let me tell you one funny thing. With what I'm talking about, electricity will become something we can defeat easily. You can easily get electricity for yourself. Imagine the amount of money I used to buy a generator. The other man bought a generator. All the generators in Nigeria, if they put the money together, it's enough to give us electricity already. But because I'm solving my problem, he's solving his problem, he's solving his problem, we spend the money on waste generator, which is not solving even 2% of our problem. We have electricity issues. But if we had come together, the money you used to buy a gen, if we put all together in Nigeria today, there will be electricity. I mean, if we have alternative electricity, it might not be the one that comes from the government. We might have a solar plant in our community that give us electricity when the government owner always continue to fail us. I am wondering what we cannot do together as a people if we choose to come together. Let me tell you another interesting thing. If you build a house today in Nigeria, the first thing you think of is how to dig a borehole. You need your own borehole. How much do you spend on a borehole? In the UK, you just know the water is going to run through the tap. And you pay a little bit on water bills. My guy, you can't get it wrong if you come together. The Bible has exhibited it in the Tower of Babel that when human beings came together, even the divine, even God was threatened. He said, if we leave these people, they will come to us. They will be with us. They will come and they will torment us. Power of coming together. Let me tell you where it has happened in our lifetime. The only freedom the African man has today came from somebody that have that idea. I'm talking of Marcus Garvey in the United States. When Marcus got to the United States, black people were in disarray. We were scattered all over the place. He said his mind went on fire, the way my mind is thinking right now. That how can we be poor? That there's wealth within the black nation, but divided we remain poor. He now set up the universal, the Negro Association, as he calling them, and asked them to invest. He didn't tell them to make donation. Listen, I'm not here to tell you to make a donation today. No, that the Kris don't believe in donation. I am telling you that you're going to invest in your own business. You can even work in the same business and get paid and earn profit on your business. It's stupid to do it alone. You know, I wish I have Roland here, because Roland is a very ambitious young man like me. I've set up a lot of businesses in life, and I ask myself, do I even need all of them? The truth is, you don't need them. Most of the rich men watching me today, I know you're watching me now, you're going to be worried. Do you need all this money? The money is not your problem. Because when you have too much money, it becomes a problem to you even. But let's not go into that. I pray Roland join me on time so that it doesn't, because I don't want to talk alone tonight. That's not my plan on the show. He's the one that's supposed to run the show, but I'm keeping it running. But it gives me an opportunity to talk about what this Urhobo Commonwealth is really all about. I am inviting Urhobo sons and daughters to come together and invest. The unfortunate thing we have is we need an organization to do so. But Urhobo have one thing they call the UPU. The UPU is older than Nigeria. So there is no way we're looking for really. The first time I wanted that UPU to be scrapped because it's useless. And even today, it's still useless. In my book, sorry, you guys know what you think is good, but for me, it's stupidity. Because it's like people gathering to come and break Kolanos or gathering to eat Banga soup and stash. No single course in the UPU. Whereas the people that set it up for us, they gave us Urhobo College. Our forefathers put money together and they solve our problem. They gave us a college. But today, our present young people that I see now, young people like you cannot even think of something positive for the nation. What a shame. All you guys going to talk, before I say one thing, is how to go to Boriwari and beg him money. That's what UPU does today. Otherwise, we have everything needed to succeed, Urhobo people. Everything needed to succeed is with us. We have the UPU, an umbrella organization. We love ourselves. We're not bad people. But don't tell me I'm not going to unite for a stupid cause. People will never unite for a stupid cause. You know, people say, Urhobo say, Urhobo, yeah, for what? What are you combining? What are you coming together to do? In fact, until there is a definite reason, until I have something to benefit, I'm not going there. Me now, let me ask you, tell me every day to come and donate for Urhobo Nation, this and that. What am I benefiting as an Urhobo man? Yes, I'm proud to be an Urhobo man. What am I benefiting for joining UPU? You're wasting my time. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are wasting my time. But if by the time I join UPU, I know that I can invest some money, or UPU is now going to, let me tell you one of the products now, which I'm going to quickly talk about. That's one of the products I'm talking about. Maybe Urhobo housing. Now, under UPU, people are putting money together. That's a business. So that if I put my money, I can buy a house in another 5 years if I join UPU. And all I need to do is maybe contribute 5,000 or 10,000 naira every month towards my house. My guy, it's with speed, though. Maybe 10,000 is not enough. Maybe it's 50,000. You must be able to. There will be a cost. You will benefit something for joining the UPU. I will be there. In fact, UPU will be. In fact, when you call your general meeting, you will not have the space. All of us will be knocking on the door because you are touching our lives. Mr. Essegan, barrister. The only reason you don't have people in that meeting, do you ask yourself? Because there's no substance. It's an empty meeting that impact our life no way. If I tell you the last time you know of Urhobo people, those of you that knows of UPU, when last has UPU touched your life? You know it hasn't, other than they'll give you opportunity to tie up and look women when they shake hands. Chop and gas soup, go home. Is that what we need? Our grandfathers did better than this. So what I'm going to tell Urhobo people today is, This little package I prepared might be the saving grace. I don't have monopoly of all ideas, but I'm convinced this can help us. This is what I'm saying. That UPU now make us to gather and they now set up businesses. By the way, they should be paid though, because they will be working for us. So I don't think UPU should be a they call them social cultural group. They don't know the meaning of cultural. I've been trying to define culture all my life. You know, Nigerians, you guys don't know what is culture. Culture is deeper. Culture is economy. Culture is politics. Culture is our life. So when they say UPU is social cultural group, they think it's a place where we just meet and talk and dance and say, let's come together for rubbish. It's a waste of time, sir. So let us unite for a purpose. Now, supposing UPU now come up with a package like I'm saying now, that if you join UPU, you register with a small amount of money, you have to register. There should be a cost. Maybe 2,000, 1,000 naira, you have your ID card. Again, don't forget, in case you miss the news, we're a population of 7 million people. This is Wikipedia, it's not me. 7 million. Whatever they're telling you that is your population, they're deceiving you. You're up to 7 million. That is as a GAM, you are the president of 7 million. Actually, we should be up to 10 million. So imagine we donating 1,000 naira to get our ID card times 7 million. It's already 7 billion. It's serious money. With that amount of money as a GAM, you don't need to go and make donation when you want to do your end of year party. In fact, what is the end of year party for? What is National Convention? What is the meaning of it? What does it stand for? Hey, I know you do it everywhere. You know, it's end of year now. You guys are doing end of year party. For what? What is the meaning of it? No, you have in the UK we have our convention. For what? What is the aim of the convention? What are you trying to achieve? The only thing that Segam has done as a president of UPU is to organize the convention. Thank you, sir. What is it for? What is the benefit of the convention? Please explain to me. You guys are jokers, man. That is not a good reason to come together. Coming together will be to solve our problem. Number one problem we have is economy. So I'm going to address that first. Even though UPU can solve other problems, but let me talk about the economic problem which we face. People don't have food on the table. You see, because of this, the Indians have been able to take over the whole of the United Kingdom. Come on the streets of London, they own all the shops. If I'm not saying this to Nigerians alone, even not to Urhobo alone, even to Nigerian black people, we are a failure here. Indian people own all the street shops. All the street shops. Go to the street shops in London. Go there. The person behind it is an Indian man. Go to the filling station. The owners are Indians. Go to post offices. The owners are Indian. Are they not human beings like you and I? Do you think they bring all the money from India? No, they're running a cooperative. And let me tell you how they do some of their things. All of them that have these shops, they will order a trailer load of all these things they put in their shops. And that's where they go to collect it. They get it at a very reduced rate. Nigerians, you Urhobo people, you guys celebrate ShopRite. ShopRite that takes your money without you having nothing to benefit. With the Urhobo Commonwealth, we're going to solve that. I come up with something I said, Urhobo shopping. That is, with Urhobo shopping, I'm going to buy goods in quantity and supply some local shops, meaning they're getting it directly from the shop. And it is your business. You are an owner. The things you are going to buy, you'll be buying from there, but you are an owner. Imagine now, like what these people are doing. You now order bags of rice from the factory. The bag you now supply to your local shop and you go and buy there. So all the exchange hands putting profit are all gone. You're going to get rice at the cheapest rate. And the rice you just bought now, you are a shareholder in that rice. The same thing with Pepsi. So you want to buy drinks this period now. I know you guys want to celebrate this period. You now order drinks in quantity. And the drinks it's now what you buy. And the good thing about it, this is your own business. This is Urhobo business. You have a share in it. The profit will be shared. Won't you buy there? Would you want to go somewhere to buy? You see, the only reason human beings are poor is because we refuse to listen to what the Bible says in the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is a recipe. It's a recipe for economic survival. It was not when I read it, I wasn't looking at what they did. I was looking at the strength of human beings that came together for a purpose. Now I'm saying, now let us come together for a unique purpose to solve our economic problem. Now, one important part of this package is Urhobo Agric. Let me share this with you. What am I canceling something? Cancel. Yes. Let's have Urhobo Agric. You know, this one, I already set up a company. Again, I don't need this for myself. The funny thing is I have enough I'm doing. If you watch my show this morning, I was telling you that I'm coming to Nigeria to do a show called the Nigerian Royal Festival. How many am I going to do? Daddy Kris, only me. What I want, I can do. But let's talk about the Urhobo Agric. It gives me joy to know that we can go out of poverty. That we don't need the governor. We don't need the president. We don't need anybody. We're going to do it now. Listen to me. I already come up with this agric plan. If your papa get land, if you have a land, every family in Urhobo land have a land. There's land everywhere in Urhobo land. So you can apportion a portion of land to us. Urhobo, with our Commonwealth, we will go and clear the land, plant it for you. All you need to do is just take a look at the harvest. Maybe it's even cassava. 6 months we will harvest it. Cassava is not always up to 6 months. Then we will make you will get 70% UPU. That is the group will get 30%. So by you being a member of UPU, for instance, UPU have planted your farm for you. You're not going to get 70% because it's your farm. And the 30% that come, you are still an owner because it's your own business. Imagine how many farmland we would have cultivated in Urhobo land today. Do you think we will have poverty? We will have hunger problem in the land? I'm just using farm now, cassava. Imagine we do that with fishing. Nigerians, I see sometimes now you guys are not doing some catfish farm. Supposing we now set up if it's a small place you cannot have a big farm. We open a very big catfish farm for you. We will farm it, we'll prepare it, we train you, and then we'll give you the farm. Your own is to take care of the thing until the fish until they get to maturity. You will sell to us because we will even buy it from you because we can sell. We can get better market than you because we're going to export some and we're going to sell some. You poor man, where are you going to sell it? We will buy it from you. And the good thing is you get your money in hand, cash. You get 70% of it, and we will get 30%. Even in this 30%, you still own a share in it. That is the Urhobo I see. Not this Urhobo you guys are joking with now. When they were contesting the last election, I saw the two people contesting the election. I was asking myself, are these people, do they even have a plan for themselves? This is what we see with Oboriwori now. Oboriwori is there, he's constructing roads. That's all he's going to do. He's going to construct road for the 8 years. And you're going to keep clapping for him. What he has done this month, he has shared money. I think he paid civil servant 150,000 naira extra so that they will go home and be poor the next month. You just finished the 150, you're coming back poor. If Oboriwori can use that money to open a business for Delta State, and Delta State is making money, that business will continue to employ people. And in fact, Oboriwori, you don't have problem with money. You know what is so sad? Oboriwori organized what we call an economy, what do you call it? Security summit. Tom Polo donated 10 billion in our security summit. All I can do is shake my head. Do you know, meaning Oboriwori can put people together and say, let us invest. Meaning Tom Polo will want to invest. Meaning Oboriwori would have been able to say for those of us in the Ijo area, Ijo, Chekiri and all that, we can have a refinery. If Tom Polo alone will donate 10 billion, Tom Polo, we're not talking about donation now. We're investing in Urhobo Petroleum, which is one of the business I have here. I'm coming back to the agric. So if we are coming to Urhobo Petroleum and say, okay, we're going to do this, Urhobo Petroleum, what does it mean? A place where we want to have a refinery of our own. Dangote already have a refinery. Dangote does not have oil in his land. You have oil in your land. People are organizing economic summit. Now, the governor of Imo State just organized an economic summit. Oborivori organized a security summit. And I was wondering, how can you have security when people are hungry? In fact, the worry boy say, in fact, poor people are on the street because they don't have food to eat. They are hungry. They couldn't sleep. But even rich man don't sleep because poor men are on the street. If they get you, they're going to deal with you. There will be insecurity. Insecurity will remain a self-fulfilling prophecy in Nigeria until our hunger problem is resolved. Hunger is a recipe for insecurity. It breeds insecurity. Whether you like it or not, when people are hungry, they do anything they have to do to eat. And that is exactly one of the things we're going through in Nigeria today. We are hungry. And I don't understand. Oh, they say Boko Haram is not because of hunger. It is because of poverty that the people are able to brainwash some low-life people. Otherwise, someone like me, what are you going to tell me that's going to make me join your group? I don't even believe in the Nigerian army to kill myself. Why would I join the Nigerian army to go and shoot myself? Who are you? Because I don't believe in it. I don't think we should be killing one another. Anyway, that will be a discussion for another day. What I'm saying is this. We lack ideas. Now, Oborivori is the person that pushed the current UPU President General. I don't want to make this a political discussion. I'm here to tell you what we can do together as a people so that we can grow our lives. We don't have problem having insecurity, electricity in Roboland. I was in Antigua and Barbuda. When I came down from the airport, as we were going, I saw something. I saw this solar farm. You know what I call something a solar farm? That is solar panels. Arranged, they are now generating electricity in quantity. It's a farm. That's what I supply the whole of the airport electricity. So the airport we use in that airport is actually coming from the sun. And Nigeria is a country where you have too much sun. The sun already, it just hit you today. It's too much for you. So you have energy. What are you doing with it? So meaning if we come together, we will generate electricity for ourselves. Meaning I don't need to go and build a house and begin to buy generator and buy diesel every day. The solar farm will supply me. It's even cheaper than when I bought my own solar farm because I want the solar farm to supply everybody. How many electricity am I going to use that I need to generate? And I now go into the cost of repair, the cost of maintenance. I don't need that. I just need to pay my electricity bill at the end of the month and I'm cool. And it's going to be cheap, Nigerians. Urhobo is going to be cheap. So even with this one, now let me talk about Urhobo Petroleum. If Tompolo cannot donate 10 billion towards security, meaning Tompolo can invest 30 billion to on what how do I call it? Urhobo Ijo refinery. Let me just use that word. Let me call it Urhobo Ijo refinery. Not that Urhobo cannot do it alone. Not that Shekiri people cannot do it alone. Not that the job people cannot do it alone. You can. So we have a dead governor. We have a dead UPU. We're in trouble. In fact, the first time when they were saying that, oh, we're going to have a governor, I said, okay, now it's good. Our son is a governor now. I asked you people in UPU, in fact, blame Oborivori if I leave him alone. Which discussion did you bring to Oborivori that he did not approve? That guy is desperate to help you. In fact, Oborivori have a clean heart. I don't like him, but I can tell you his heart is clean. He only thinks that governance is a place where we go and do good. Do you understand? Let me tell you this. Oborivori is a man that thinks, oh, it's a place where you go and do Sarah. Government money is not a Sarah. That you are a good man doesn't mean you are a good governor. Actually, a good man may become a very stupid governor. In my book, anyway. It might be, you guys can celebrate him. That's why you insult me every day. You're not happy when I talk about this governor. But I think it's a total failure. This is the reason. Oborivori gives you toffee ideology. You know toffee? Sugar. If you eat sugar at your age, now at my age, if I eat sugar, me, that thing not they work anyhow again. No? And now, if not be somebody tell me make I stop to the eat sugar. The thing between my leg and the thing, it don't weak because of sugar. Now, because say, Daddy Kris, you go stop sugar, you need bitter leaf. It's not too late. My children don't eat too much of sugar. So you don't regret like me. You don't need sugar. Oborivori is giving you sugar that is going to poison you, that is poisoning you. Because there is nothing the man is investing that will benefit the future generation. Oborivori does not understand that. UPU now does not understand that, then we are in big mess. You see, a governor that will collect 60 billion and spend it on roads and wait for another one to come and spend it and wait for another one to come and spend it. That one is, in fact, we're supposed to put Uborimo down bitter. Ask me, what is it? Where is he collecting that money and spend? Supposing money don't come from Abuja tomorrow, so we are all dead in Delta State. What a set of people you are. I know you guys don't like this, you hate me. What I'm saying is, we can, as a people, grow our own lives. The money coming to Uboriwori, if we use that as a seed, you know, a seed is something you plant, and the thing will germinate. If you don't plant your seed, and you eat that piece of corn, you know, one corn, that corn, if you eat it, you know there will be no farm. But if you plant that seed, it will germinate. It's going to produce you some thousands of corns of seed. That is what I'm saying. We don't invest. We don't understand that our first thing to do as a government is to invest. So if Uborimo does not understand that, I'm saying to the people, let us come together and farm together. Let us come together and set up our own refinery. Let us come together and set up our own housing. Oh, that housing, no, they suit me. Urhobo housing. Urhobo refinery, we not saying a big project. It's not. Because only Tombolo just donated 10 billion. Ibori get money. Tell them to invest. Now, let it be a serious business. Not the one they will invest, they will not get their money back. Because I'm not saying to come and donate. I'm not saying, don't donate. No, the last time I listened to Obasanjo, or for Obasanjo, I small picking and I slap her for that place. I for send a slap, boza. He told us how he was able to empower Dangote to set up a refinery, the cement factory. And he was proud. This is how he helped Dangote, for Dangote to own a refinery, that he took him across. And I said to him, sir, why didn't you set up the refinery for the country? Then they cost us, make Nigeria own, not refinery. If we get cement factory that employ us, which one is going to be better? Dangote own it or Nigeria own it? Nigeria own it, then we own it. In fact, I didn't even say that we can put our money into this. This is what I'm even saying. We don't need problems. If we have a good leader who is leading us, the government don't need to bring the money. We have the cash. Do you know how much? Listen, if ordinary Delta people now, you see they are poor. There's nobody in Delta State that cannot contribute 5,000 naira. So if Delta State government is going to invest in farm, and we say we should all contribute 5,000 naira, that is our own share, I'm sure all of us will contribute 5,000 naira. In fact, it's the governor that will tell you you are too rich, you cannot buy more than so amount of shares. People will buy shares. There will be enough money to do anything. Is it why don't we have an airline? Urhobo, why don't we have an airline? Let me talk about Urhobo first, because I'm going to talk to Delta, I'm getting confused. Let me just stick with Urhobo. Urhobo Air. Akwa Ibom have an airline now. Enugu State have an airline. Airline are to buy 2 aircraft, and you don't have to pay cash. So we cannot come together as Urhobo people and put some money together and deposit and bring 2 Airbuses to our Warri airport and say, because even if you can't even fly from that Warri, it's now figurehead now and nobody where my day come from. Now you build yourself, now they're making money. So you cannot even fly from there. There's no plane, there's no aircraft, no Airbus. But if we start with only 2 and we manage it well, it will become 100. Besides, I'm not here to do charity. We are doing business. So if you're going to invest Urhobo children money, the Urhobo children money must bring money. So supposing we put money together as Urhobo people, those who can buy 10,000 or let's say 50,000. Those who have up to 2 billion, they can put down. And we buy only 2 Airbuses. We call it Urhobo Air. Now people begin to buy shares. Now the two buses begin to work. And then we begin to continue to raise shares and begin to buy more Airbuses. The little profit begin to buy more Airbuses. How many aircraft do we have today? Meaning only Urhobo people would have had an airline. So the same Urhobo people that could have had Urhobo, that bloody UPU that could have had Urhobo, not forget about Urhobo Petroleum, Urhobo Airline, Urhobo Farm, Urhobo Housing, They don't have, because money doesn't hide. Esegam does not have money. The last time I saw it, my friend sent me the list. They were donating money for national convention. That's how poor we are. We're looking for money. I'm they're going to go to Borori to give them money for the convention. I saw what Borori contributed, and I was looking at you people. That's what a set of human beings like this. Are you people in this world? Are you part of this world? It's like I have Roland with me now. If I have Roland, I'll be very happy. You understand? Are you people part of this world? Roland, we have a 20-something minutes to be with you, because this show ends in exactly 1 hour. What is wrong with us? I know I didn't plan to attack today. I plan to present a plan for you. Now, if we come together like the Tower Babel for an economic purpose, that we're going to contribute money, we're going to not contribute, what contribute? Invest money. You will be an investor. You can get a job. You know how many jobs when I brought to Urhobo? The farm I'm talking about. If we do this farm, I'm saying, meaning you have a farm. You have a job. In fact, if you have a farm, it's better than going to work for somebody, because at the end of 6 months, you probably can buy a car from the proceeds of your farm, than you wasting your time to go and work for one person for how much? Where do we enjoy being poor? And the only way we're going to achieve what I'm saying is if we come together. You know, the reason I'm saying this is I'm not guessing, because Marcus Garvey did it. A poor man that came from Jamaica was able to buy two solid boat vessels. Do you know that with the privileged place we have in Urhobo, we can actually go into fishing? I know very many Urhobo sons and daughters who now know how to carry the vessel and go into the sea and go and fish. Imagine how much we will make from fishing. How much does it cost to buy a vessel that the entire Urhobo nation cannot buy? What are you doing with that UPU? The question is, what are you doing with the UPU? It's a complete waste of space. We don't need it as it is. That's why I said, if you don't know what to do, please don't go there. We already have a brother in the governor who is spending money that comes from Abuja. He's not thinking of the state at all. Exactly, it's our destiny. Ibori served 8 years, no single investment. What can you tell me Ibori did that is bringing money to the state today? Mona verse for me. What did Odoa do in that state that is bringing money for us now? What did Okowa do as an investment that is bringing money to us? In fact, they all owe money for us. The three of them, they owe. Oboriwori is not going to be an exception, because Oboriwori is going to owe for Tinubu to win the next election. He's ready to take our head, carry on. It's our destiny. Are these the people you're waiting for? Urhobo. If you like, produce the next governor times 100 years. If you produce people like Oboriwori, we are in trouble. And it's not his fault. Oboriwori is dancing to the gallery. If Oboriwori is not dance, maybe they could impeach him. So I want to be fighting the young man. Oboriwori, I'll be old man too. I will say, I call you young man, you want to begin first. Me, I'll be old man. But anyway, I know you're not too young. We are old men. But what I'm saying about Oboriwori is that you are a failure. And I pray that, Roland, I don't know why you're not joining me, Roland. What is going on? Let me kick that one out of the studio. Let me have Roland back. Come back, Roland, come back. Let's have this discussion before I leave. You know, and the same way, I talk of the Urhobo Financial. Of course, you're not going to do this without Urhobo Bank. The last time I wanted to do this bank, when I started this Urhobo talk quickly, the first thing that came to my mind was a bank. Then I was so broke. So if somebody gave me a place to use for the bank, now I can afford it. I don't even have the people to do the job. It's sad though. It's sad. I remember trying to go and get a place in Ughelli to open an office for Urhobo Television. Now I have a place you can use. I don't even have Urhobo people who can do the job. But again, we'll come to that, because I think I need to pick on the right people. Next year, whether you like it or not, whether the devil like it or not, we're going to have Urhobo Commonwealth. And you will be ashamed if you don't do this now. And I'm saying this for the last time. I won't call on you guys again. If you guys don't come now, you will see me organizing Urhobo Commonwealth with some set of Urhobo people, and I will shame you, UPU. But you know why I don't want to do it? It is not a thing for fight you. It's a thing for the growth of us. I don't need the money. I cannot, listen, the ideas I have is enough. Today now I'm struggling. I'm doing this show today under Urhobo Television. I am struggling because I have enough. I have 3 television stations. I have SRTV. I have Urhobo African Renaissance Television, and I have the Black Renaissance Television. 3 TV stations. I don't need Urhobo television. That's why anytime you come, I give it to you. I did it for my own people because I want you people to grow. Let them use us as an example. Now look at what Urhobo people are doing. They are doing it right. Now look at the Commonwealth they set up. They are making money. The Urhobo people are making progress. Go and look at our boys now. They ride. This little I can do. Even if I have money to, how many people can I carry out of poverty like that? But with Urhobo Commonwealth, I can move millions out of poverty. Quote me, millions. We will live a decent life. Urhobo sons and daughters will live a decent life. And it is so easy. I hope I have Roland on the show now. Roland, are you there? Let me try. What happened? You were so late. We are already out of the show though, but good to have you. Listen.
Well, the show has not started now. We said 8 o'clock.
Yes, 8 o'clock. Oh my God. I started at 7. Can you imagine? Daddy Kris, eh?
Can you hear me?
Go. Yes, I can hear you. The show has started. Anyway, I started myself so early. Don't worry. Let's have you. Welcome to the show, Roland. I like this cap. Yes, I like this your cap. This is the proper Urhobo man. Let me. That's right. I love it. I love it. You know what I see? If you come here, this is the same cap the Jewish people use. You know, I live in Golders Green in London. We have the same common heritage with them. Anyway, Roland, it's a very beautiful thing to have you on the show today. It's wonderful to have you. I came too early, but maybe give me time to talk about some trash before you join me. Now, Roland, let's talk about what we're about to do today. For your information, if you don't know, this is Engineer Roland. He was a former aspirant of the Delta State government. He ran for the office of the governor of Delta State. He's the chairman, the CEO of. Listen, Roland is. It's something I thought I was ambitious. Now I saw that this young man here. And the last time I tell Roland anything, he teach me about exactly what I'm talking about. So today he's going to educate me on the Urhobo Commonwealth. And please take your time, put your pen and let's write it down. Forget all the things I've been saying. Roland is going to talk us through it. Roland, I want us to talk about one thing first. Let me quickly talk to you on one thing. We're going to make it quick because it's going to be your floor. And I'm going to make this quick. Roland, what do you think about the performance of our governor so far? Quick one on that before we jump into the topic of today.
Good evening, everybody. Let me first of all greet the viewers.
Yes.
And also use the opportunity to introduce myself proper. My name is Ediri Idimi Ubiomor. I hail from Ituru, Elume, in Saple local government area of Okbe Kingdom, and also from Kokori in Ethiop East local government area of Agbon Kingdom. I'm the president and the CEO of African Forest Trade and Partners. Our company is a fast-growing company. Currently, it operates in about 98 countries, which include almost all the African countries. And we are looking at expanding it to all other countries. By 2028, we are targeting that would have covered almost all the countries in the world. It's a good question you have asked to start this program. The performance of Right Honorable Sheriff Uborowori, the executive governor of Delta State. I think personally he has not started poorly when you compare him with the previous administrations of Delta State. He has started with some infrastructure initiative. The prominent ones are the flyover bridges. He's currently executing in Ubiomor local government area, and also somewhere close to Udu. I think those are the axes where you have the 3 flyover bridges is doing currently. He also has shown that he's someone that is connected with grassroots politicking. So in that area, I think he is also making some effort to keep in touch with the people in Delta State. And so far, I've not seen any reason to question its integrity. He's been very prudent in spending his state resources. He's not gone into probably taking loans in the name of the states. So in that area, I think he's also done excellently well. However, as someone who also contested in the last gubernatorial election, and in the campaign, my plans were clearly spelled out, and my ideology for Delta State and my vision for Delta State was clearly spelled out. I still strongly believe that industrial development is the way forward for Delta State. So that's, I think, the area where I am not on the same page with the current administration. We are not on the same page in that area. He's putting in place some infrastructure which are critical, they are key. However, I strongly think Delta State needs an industrial development master plan so that the development of Delta State will be planned in such a way whereby the infrastructure will be built into your industrial development strategy. So in my campaign, I spelled out 5 critical locations in the state where I intended to develop industrial cities, free trade zones. So one of them is in Oboro, the boundary between Delta State and Bayelsa. Then the other one is in Focados, Industrial City Free Trade Zone. Then you have the Escravos Industrial City Free Trade Zone that was planned. Then the Sapele Industrial City Free Trade Zone. Then the Asaba Industrial City Free Trade Zone. Those are critical projects which I plan in my campaign. Then I was thinking of integrating these 5 free trade zones with ultra-modern railway system, intra-state railway system, to boost, logistics among the free trade zone. Then ultimately get a mega road constructed to connect all the free trade zones so that logistics will be easy. Then I also thought of having plantations, or what you will call agricultural development cities, in each of the 25 local government areas of Delta State. So those are my core vision for Delta State. And what the state governor is doing now, it's not like it's bad, but then it's not in line with what I think Delta State critically needs.
Let me cut you in here, because let's call it spade a spade. The governor of Abia State just rolled out a 25 years development plan for the state. In fact, a few days ago, last week, the governor of Imo State, someone I don't like at all, was able to organize an economic summit. Your governor, sir, organized what we call security summit. What are you securing in Delta State? In fact, when we say he has done well with what? With which money is he constructing bridges? I don't get it, Roland. I can't reserve it. I am very disappointed. It's my own person, yes, but this is not a vision. This is not a visionary leader. If we don't correct it now, then those people singing praises will continue to sing praises until they sing praises for this man to go to hell. He can change the situation by turning the state around. We have everything to succeed in Delta State. Why are we behind? That's what I wanted to see first, because I'm going to bring that to the Urhobo Nation. But if we cannot identify these key areas which we can see from the governor now, because, okay, what happened, Roland? Let me put it this way. Ibori did 8 years in office. He did not put one single thing down that is not bringing money to Delta State. Oduah did 8 years in office. There's no single investment that is bringing 10 naira to Delta State. Now, Okowa he did the same thing. In fact, the three of them, for us, which what we are paying now. If you ask Oboriwo, he said, I'm paying debt owned by former governors. So Oboriwo is going to end up owing debt again, and we're going to be singing president and say, thank you, sir. We cannot say it's his fault. We cannot do this. And then leave the children that are coming to suffer. Is that what we're doing, Roland?
Yes. So what you said, yes, you're correct. I saw what the Abia State governor presented, which is their economic blueprint. And my comment to that is, at the moment, if you want to assess all the governors in the country, the Abia State governor is performing exceptionally because he understands what development is. Sorry to say, part of the concerns I had with the governor of Delta State is that I strongly think he does not have that intellectual capacity to understand some of the things we are talking about. So somebody can only deliver a result based on what he or she knows. So, you know, in the political landscape in Nigeria, most of the peoples that are governor, it's easy for them to just tie road and show people that I have done road for you. Even though if the road does not create, you know, economic value to the people, it does not create jobs to the people, if it does not create empowerment to the people, but they will show the road that, oh, we have done something. But, you know, the governor of Abia State is not at that level of intellectual capacity, just as you're saying. We are from the South. You can also compare us, for instance, with Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State, I think they've also been very lucky to have had governors who are also well informed in terms of how to create industry within their state. That's why today you have something like Ibom Airline. When I was going to Ghana, that was last year, I was going to carry out feasibility studies for my company. I flew the Ibom Airline to Ghana. I was very happy that it was a state carrier. You know, Nigeria does not have an airline company. So, you know, when most of us fly through Ethiopia, we really get embarrassed when we see what the Ethiopians are doing with respect to that Ethiopia airline. But, you know, going to Ghana, and I flew a state-owned airline, it tells me that, yes, the states, they could deliver some performance in terms of creating industries and creating corporations that will create wealth for the state and job for the state. And those are actually some of the key things which I discussed in my campaign. And that's where I am completely not in alignment with the governor of Delta State. Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's quickly go to now, Roland. Let's look at our own people. Roland, you are an Urhobo man. I'm an Urhobo man. Now that Delta State is for all of us, if let me put it this way: if Nigeria breaks up tomorrow, or if we now have another state tomorrow, we will remain Urhobo people. There's nothing, we will remain Urhobo people. So our ethnic nation is Urhobo. Delta State name can change. The geography can change of Delta State. Like we change from Midwest down to Bender, down to Delta, we remain Urhobo people. So my interest today is, for the purpose of this discussion, let's focus on Urhobo people first. Now, the current, what we see now is, which brings us to the topic which I wanted us to talk about, the Urhobo Commonwealth, something I'm proposing and which you are now aware of. Where is this UPU? And exactly now, if you see what the governor is doing, You even blame the governor. At least the governor has a plan. What the governor of Delta State has seen, he saw that Ibori constructed road, Odwan constructed road, Okowa, and he's constructed road. At least he's a road master. That's okay. He's doing what people are doing. But the UPU is not. Our forefathers were able to give us Urhobo College. If in my lifetime, since I've grown up, I'm now going to be 60 soon, UPU has not delivered one single thing for the Urhobo nation. Where are we? How can we as Urhobo people come out of poverty in the absence of government? That's exactly what I want to say. Now we know the Delta State government is not going to solve our problem. Oborowori could not even solve the problem of his own. Not to think of solving Urhobo problem. Let's forget about Oborowori now. How do we solve our own with this current UPU, sir?
Okay, thanks. I think that's why we are here today, to have discussions relating to the Urhobo ethnic nation, and also what we can do to move Urhobo forward. I think that's a critical aspect of this our discussion.
Yes.
The UPU, as founded by our ancestors, our forefathers, they have, to a large extent, performed their mandate within their limitations. It's a socio-cultural group, and we've used it over the past to be able to promote unity among ourselves, which is part of the mandate of the UPU. The UPU, from inception, they've also had their challenges. And if we're speaking of the current administration, I saw the election going on, a lot of heated debate. I didn't really contribute on that debate. And Esegam, the President General at the moment, which is running for his second term now, which is currently in his second term, and the youth president, Bless, they also have brought some initiative, I think, yes, because they've conducted some seminars. They conducted some beauty pageants within their limited resources. I think we should give them credit for all the good things they have done. I know in the last meeting I had in this Urhobo television, Bless Ogene was in the meeting also, and he talked of his campaign then and some of the things he would do. He's actually started doing most of the things he planned to do, which is good enough. However, you know, the world will continue to move, and expectation, just as the name is Urhobo Progress Union. So we expect that we will continue to innovate and progress the body. So because of that, I would discuss some of the ideas I think we can bring into the UPU so that we can use it to empower ourselves economically. Because finally, it's not just about politics. One of the biggest problem we have at the moment is economic problem. If the country is not able to provide opportunities for our people, and the state government is not able to provide opportunity, I think that does not also stop us from being able to provide the opportunities we can provide for our people. So because of that, I strongly think the UPU should also consider expanding its scope into economic areas. And just as we have discussed severally in this forum, I think, yes, we can develop the Urhobo Commonwealth now as an economic or as a business division of the Urhobo Progress Union. Yes. So when we do that, you can incorporate it separately as a business entity. You can also incorporate it as a non-profit organization. It depends. So when you have created it, then you can use it to fund some investment. And the way you want to do that, you want to target investment that are low-hanging fruit so that you continue generating revenue quickly enough to reinvest into the Urhobo Commonwealth. It's doable, but it's going to be tough because it depends on the commitment of the people, then the funds they are able to raise, then also how transparent the people are in terms of their integrity, etc., etc. But it's doable. So if you have, for instance, the Urhobo Commonwealth, then you could be looking at divisions like, investment into housing, which is real estate, then also investment into other areas like transportation, logistics, then investment into areas like even the oil and gas sector or port and jetty terminals and all that as you grow. But let's start it from somewhere. Let's give an example that the Urhobo, we are in Interland in Delta State. We are more in the Interland of Delta State. Most of our towns are already becoming cities. And most of these cities, if you look at them well, the cost of real estate is growing very fast. So let's assume, for instance, before now, we had, let's say, 5 hectares of land in areas like Usubi, which is, the housing business unit for the Urhobo Commonwealth. So we are looking at Urhobo Commonwealth as a business unit of Urhobo Progress Union. Then you are able to secure 5 hectares of land. And in that 5 hectares of land, if we are able to plan within it ultra-modern housing estate integrated with, retail shops and all that, let's say 1,000. 1,000 flats in areas like Usubi, like Ugolo, like Agbaru, you could be realizing up to ₦1 billion revenue, fees revenue if you set up such establishment into the coffer of Urhobo Progress Union through the Urhobo Commonwealth. So if you're realizing such wealth into your Commonwealth, then you can think of going into other business areas. You can think of expanding it, for instance, that, okay, we could get a license and build petroleum retail stations, these filling stations. Then that has expanded your Urhobo Commonwealth from Urhobo Homes, which you started with, to something like Urhobo Petroleum. Then that Urhobo Petroleum, you could now use it to create jobs for people, create wealth, and you continue to expand it. Then even the Urhobo Homes we are talking about, our investment should not be limited to Delta State. So imagine if before now we've created 500 flats or 1,000 flats, which I know some of the monies that come to some of these communities, sometimes we might be able to raise funds to be able to do some of these things. Then you are not creating the same thing in Lagos. Let's say Lagos, so for instance, you do not have 1,000 flats, you have 500 flats in Aja or in Sangotedo or in Ekpe, Urhobo Homes. That will create a lot of revenue. Then you could take it outside the country. I was in Ghana, I met the Urhobo community there. They took me to some towns in Ghana there, and I was quite impressed with the level of cooperation they have there in UPU. Then instead of the cooperation just being limited to, meeting, tying wrapper and eat very nice Ogo soup or Banga soup and stash, if you also are looking at it from a business angle, and in Ghana, we are able to develop, even though if it is 100 flats in Ghana, Urhobo Homes, it's going to go a long way to start creating real revenue for the body. Then from Urhobo homes, you see you are expanding to Urhobo markets. So retail shops, I was giving an example with in Udu, where you have the railway station. So if the Urhobo Commonwealth, if you look at that railway station now, it's connecting so many states. So it's now a network between south and north. So if you open an international market close to that railway station, developed by the Urhobo homes, you know, modern day market with ultra modern shops, before you see people will rent them, it's going to be creating a lot of revenue to the Urhobo Commonwealth, and that revenue will now be used for other developmental projects. Then you can also be thinking of expanding into developing your own port facility. There's nothing stop us from having Urhobo port. The Urhobo port might not be limited to developing it just in Urhobo land. Our neighbors, the Ishekiris, the governor just constructed road, for instance, to Ode Ishekiri for them. So we could go buy land as part of, you know, what Esegam said, that these people, they are part of us, we can do things with them. Buy large expanse of land and build a Urhobo port and create jobs for them too, and do business with them. Then also go to Escravos, also buy landed property with the Urhobo Commonwealth and create ports and do investment for them. So I think there are some of the things we can do, but we need to start from somewhere, of course.
All right. I always say to myself, anytime I want to have something with Roland, I try to listen to this young man a lot. Thank you, Roland, for that. So, in other words, you align with the vision of the Urhobo Commonwealth. Me and Roland, we might disagree a little bit in some areas, because Roland, it is you know, like, what inspired me, like I keep saying, is what Marcus Garvey was able to do. And Marcus Garvey, unlike we now waiting for government or oil money to come, or some community money coming to the community, there was nothing like that. It was black people putting their money where their mouth is. You understand? And they did. And if the people know they can make profits, why not? The question is, I know you made a comment just now that if the people are credible, Esegam is a credible human being. He's a credible barrister. So he should be able to run the Urhobo business if he wants to be president. It's as simple as that. And I don't want to even doubt his capability. You apply for the office. This is what it takes. Sir, you are the president of us. Make money for us. You are the leader now. As a GAM, we are a population of 7.1 million people, meaning you are a president of a country. Slovenia, where I stayed, is only 2 million. So 7 million is a lot of people to say that we are not up to a country. We are a nation of people. And with what is going on, to say that we are waiting for governor or want money to come from somewhere before this business will start, I found that really, really disheartening. I think we can start by saying, and it's a simple thing, open the business, let people buy shares. Tell us the one you want to do. Promise us that if we put our money will not be thrown in the bin. It's not like money is a business as usual. We will put it into, even if it is housing, it's not the first thing I want to see. I mean, Roland could see housing, but I see Agric, because in Agric, Roland, okay, we start from anywhere, like you said, but in Agric, we already have the land. Roland, we have land. Every family in the space has the land. All we need to is to cultivate the land.
Yeah, Daddy Kris, let me come in there.
Yes.
So what we are discussing now is, I think, more of the detail of the strategy.
Yes.
To make the Urhobo Commonwealth a success.
Exactly.
So we also need to look at history and the history of both the Urhobo people and also what is happening in some parts of the world.
Okay.
So if you look at, for the history of the Urhobo people, just because we are interland, so if you are naming prominent Urhobo people in history, Odibo, TJ Soko, the Hebrews, the Ogboko, Edewo, you see that their real estate prowess was very strong. And some businesses, you have leverage in them than some other businesses. So for we in Interland, yes, we have good soil for agriculture, but with what is happening in the country at the moment, agriculture has all of a sudden turned into a high risk investment in Nigeria. Because if we, for instance, put, let's say, 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion into a plantation for cash crops, and somebody just came from the north with their guns, call themselves Fulani herdsmen with cattle, and destroy it, it will endanger the investment drastically. So risk assessment is part of this investment model. And for someone who has also been doing business in country and overseas for, let's say, the past 20 years, there are some experience we've also gathered in some of these things in terms of low-hanging fruit. So if you're looking at low-hanging fruit for the Urhobo people, some of the recommendations I will make. Just recently, by the way, I acquired 2 hectares of land in Angola to develop 1,000 flats accommodation in Angola. And from that experience, I realized that most of us, we are just limiting ourselves to Nigeria when there are so many other African countries with viable investment opportunity, but we are not exploiting them because we think we are not from there.
Don't start there. Don't
Africa
start there.
is becoming very
listen, we don't have Roland. I'm not going to go against that for the first time. You know what I'm saying, Roland? Listen, at the end of the day, Roland, I know we want to make some investment, we want to do things. My number one priority is we don't even have a developed city in the whole of Urhobo nation.
Yeah, so I'm coming to that. Yes. I'm coming to that.
This housing we go a long way.
I'm coming to that. Yeah, Daddy Kris, I'm coming to that. Yes. What I'm doing in Angola at the moment, I'm planning a semi-high rise for the housing, which is like 5-story building, modern houses. Okay. But then if that investment goes well, I also think I will be able to do like 1,000 flats in areas like Urhobo, because Urhobo is also appreciating, and development is moving in that area. So imagine, layouting ultra-modern residential area with semi-high-rise structure. It's going to change the landscape. So those are part of the plans. But then I am looking at the Urhobo Commonwealth, kickoff. Kickoff, let me tell you one quick kickoff. Apart from real estate, which is capital intensive, you see, we do not have that adequate transportation network, even in Delta State. So even though if you want to go into transportation logistics that will connect all our towns and cities and make transportation easy, that is one area that is very easy to start. And you start seeing money coming in and out, then from there you are expanding into other areas. But what I am saying is, what I'm saying is, in terms of execution strategy for the Urhobo Commonwealth, you want to start from something that immediately you start receiving revenue, and the revenue, they are of less risk. Yeah, so you have to carry out that risk assessment. Then when you have gotten a revenue base that you can take some risk, then we cannot think of going into some risky venture. I strongly believe agriculture is one of the key investments we have to do in Urhobo land. The reason is we can create communal-based agricultural system. What it means is, ensure that every Urhobo community has agricultural plantation that is jointly driven, jointly developed.
Now you are talking. You see, Roland, my idea of when I say we're going to cultivate land for you, we're not going to cultivate an open land for you. Those days of agriculture, that kind of farming is the one our forefathers did. Agriculture has grown. People now have glass houses. I mean, they talk about all these herdsmen going everywhere. They don't go into your glass house. There are things we can do to secure our land. Anyway, we will going to see where we start from. But the good thing, at least we're on the same page. Urhobo need to start to put money together and grow our wealth. You see, the language is grow wealth for us. So the UPU should be charged with the first primary responsibility to grow wealth for the Urhobo sons and daughters. And Urhobo sons and daughters will now be pushed. I did a show, and I call us the Moses and the Joseph of our time. We are ready to invest. Listen, Roland, if I see the housing we're talking about now, if somebody, you see the housing we're talking about these days, it's so simple. SAGAM just need to get up. Let's say you go to the Ovio of Ogara and say, we need so acres of land for robo housing. Abraka the same. Uya the same. Agbaro the same. And
yes.
you not draw the plan. Let me just say,
yes.
Draw the plan. Urhobo sons and daughters will buy and invest. The one they're doing in Lagos, they don't even do it with the money. The moment you show you come up with the plan, people buy and build. And even if as at that time, once you start, you find that you'll be able to build because some of the investment coming in, you begin to build. And you can take loan to do the rest and give the people, it's not a one-day thing. You don't want to have all the money before you start building like you're doing now. You know, you start to build and people will invest today, Roland. All we need to show the map and know that UPU as a reputable organization is doing this. And we have SAGAM behind it. We need to trust his credibility now. Because if he misbehaves, we're going to deal with him. You know, Roland, why I'm worried there, when they talk about whether we are good in management, Obasanjo gave us this wonderful story. And he was telling us how he was able to empower Dangote, that he even sent 2 people in there to monitor it. Meaning, if Obasanjo has used that same energy, we would have a Nigerian cement factory today. Instead, he made it a private business, which is going to die. Dangote will have to give him credit. Other people, it would have died. So we want some, Roland, if I own it, probably my children will not maintain it. But if Urhobo own it, Urhobo will continue to maintain it. And it will be for the good of the Urhobo people. And mind you, it's a community business. So it's not something you go there and just put your hand and spend. It's our money.
Yes, so Daddy Kris, I still need to chip in something. If you look at China, these are kind of investment models you have in China: community-based, communal-based, state, province-based investment model. But it comes with a lot of discipline. It also comes with a lot of character. You need people of character to be able to achieve that. Although we have to get started, but from experience, from what we have on ground now, the character of our people, or in this part of the world, it's not reputable enough. But that does not stop us from starting, because if you look at what comes to most of the community now, most of them are not able to account for it.
Yes,
they are not able to account.
You know why they can do that? You know why they can do that? You know why they can do that? Because we are not even aware of. You see, I can tell you now that my people don't even know how much that comes to my local government. So we are not even aware. We don't even want to know, because we are not. It's not. But if I put my money into an investment, SAGAM cannot misuse the money, because this money coming from us, he won't have peace in the rest of his life. I don't think he even want that trouble.
Yes. Then let me also add something. Yeah, if you're looking at it from that perspective, yeah, you're correct. But then we would need a lot of reformation of our character to be able to develop communal business.
Roland, if it's awareness, by the time what we are doing now is going to benefit me and you. You know, I think it's a little bit of, that's why this TV session is important. It's about talking to one another. You understand? Bros, this thing we are doing, it's a profit for you, it's a profit for me. You understand? This is your house, this is your house. Even if I have a house alone in Nigeria today, in Ogara, I'm in trouble, because I need to run electricity. I need to run this. But in that estate, I have a joint electricity. You know, only one solar panel will be solving our problem. I don't need to have water problem. I don't need to have internet problem. These things are something we can solve as a communal base. And the security will be one, Roland. I don't need to have a security man in my gate. We have one joint security.
Since we have talked about security also,
yes,
it's also a critical investment which the Urhobo Commonwealth needs to look at. Exactly. So we have been talking about the Elokpa Urhobo.
Yes.
then you can also create the Elokpa Urhobo to be a business unit of the Urhobo Commonwealth.
I agree.
So what Elokpa Urhobo can do, just like we were talking about the risk in agriculture,
Yes.
then Elokpa Urhobo can now employ people that is paid to protect. You know, it's a business, so the people are paid to protect the plantations that we are developing. That's one. Then two, even the estate you talked about, to create security system for the estate.
Yes.
Olokpa Urhobo, which is a business unit, can be in charge of such security, deploying security.
Roland, if you have an event and you need to security, you will hire these people. You pay. You understand?
Yes.
Roland, it's a win-win for everyone. And the
yes,
beauty of it is
Urhobo,
as a business, not the people that are there.
Yes.
The Elokpa Urhobo as a business, I have a share in it. That's exactly what I'm saying. And
so the Elokpa Urhobo,
yes.
Why it is better than what you have at the moment, like in Delta State. So if you're looking at in Delta State at the moment, you have some security bodies, which are individual-based security bodies. I hear of Tantita Security Organization that is contracted by the federal government of Nigeria to protect critical assets. Yeah, but the concern I have with that, those are individualistic, businesses. But you could create a communal-based business organization like the Elokpa Urhobo, which is not a one-man business organization. I think those are the kind of security outfit which the government should encourage ethnic group to develop, and to even encourage them with contract for spying, one, two, for community intelligence gathering. They can also be working just like Amoteku today. Amoteku is doing well. Is ensuring that there's a security in the southwest of the country. So if you have Elokpa Urhobo, I think yes, it will go a long way as a security business setup, which is ethnic based and communal based. To create job for the people, then two, to also be means of revenue to the Urhobo Commonwealth. Yeah.
Roland, I'm gonna need you actually to come up for us, on this show. All right, wherever we want to start, to have a blueprint of it, and we analyze it on the show. And we will open at that moment, we're going to open it up for Urhobo sons and daughters to think about it and come up with a group. And that group will instruct UPU to act. And what we're doing is that they will come up with it. We will come up with the blueprint of how it's going to work. Because if we leave it for them, it's never going to happen. So we'll come up with a blueprint and we'll say, this is how we should go. This is what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, then we'll find another way to do it. But I think Urhobo people need this badly so that we can move forward. But Roland, I want to talk to you on something very shortly because I want to have you back on this show. I am the one that messed everything up today, so I want to apologize for that. But let me ask you, just throw your brain on one thing. Roland, there's something I am fighting for, and it gets me confused. And I want to share this thought with you before we close the show. Roland, today.
Yes, come again with that. I can't hear very well.
Okay. I said, I'm not there yet. I said, today, we have kings and kingdoms, especially in the Urhobo nation. We have that across the nation, Nigeria, as a nation. We have kings. These kings seems to be doing nothing. And then we have local governments with some half-baked human beings, I'm sorry, running the affairs of this local government. And I'm saying to myself, why are the kingdoms, why are the kings, not the local government? Why don't we have a 3 tiers of government? Like we have the federal government, the state government, and the kingdoms run by the kings. That is on one side. Let me give you another idea that came to my mind here in the UK. Just in case you don't get it. In the UK, we have the House of Lords. The House of Lords were actually landlords. The people that owns the land. They were the people that formed the House of Lords. They are not voted for today in the United Kingdom. They are the House of Lords. The House of Lords are landlords. Today now, even 50% of it is still hereditary. 25% is appointment. And some of them are coming from religious leaders. That is still the House of Lords in England. Why are we voting the House of Senate? What are we doing with those senators? Why can't our kings, who are the landlords, occupy the House of Lords? Why do we have the Senate? These are things I'm asking myself every day. And I said, because we borrowed American presidential system of government. But the thing I don't understand is America don't have kings. They don't have kingdoms. It's a total system from our own. I am confused. If I'm a king today, I'm looking at myself. What is this rat doing as my local government chairman?
Daddy Kris, I have written some articles on this subject.
Wonderful.
You know, Nigeria is operating a very highly confused local government system. And the current local government system of Nigeria, with it is not practically possible for Nigeria to move forward with the current local government system of Nigeria. It's not practically possible. I had thought that someone like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who created 50 local government areas in Lagos State for grassroots development, I thought as a president, you know, such restructuring will be the first thing he will do as soon as he assumes office. But people like us are highly and totally disappointed by his performance so far, because
the governors won't allow him to. The only reform he's trying to do, the governors will allow the man.
Yes, yeah, but this one, the governor wouldn't have stopped him if he wants to achieve it. So let me explain it further.
Okay.
Nigerian local government system at the moment is based on fraud. Let's use the right word. It's fraudulent. It is not designed for development, so it cannot create development. So what do you have? You have about 740 something local government area in Nigeria. This is a country that you have about 250 million people. In Canada, where you have 40 million people, you have about 5,000 local government. 5,000 local government. The reason is the local government is the instrument for grassroots development. Moreover, the difference between local government in Canada and local government in Nigeria is that in Canada, the local government is not in the federal constitution. You don't create local government with federal constitution. You create local government with the act of a state, so that the state can divide its landmass into as much local government the state needs for development. That's what you need. And what you're talking about now, it is like in Nigeria, what you need is the communal-based local government structure, which we have already, but we are not following it. I am an Okpe man,
yes,
from Okpe Kingdom. As a minimum, for Okpe land to be developed, we need a minimum of 13 local government areas. That is how our kingdom is divided. The Okpe Kingdom is divided into 13 local government areas already in our traditional government. 13 local government areas. And you see, without you having that 13 local government, you cannot develop Okpe land. That's why you see today, the district in Okpe, they carry out more projects than even the Nigerian local government. In Saple local government area, Saple Okpe community is the one building police station for police. The local government has not done any project as such. So it's, and so I listened to the president talking about local government autonomy. That is bullshit. Your local government is designed to share money. It is not for development. So the North, they gave themselves so many local government and gave the East, the Southeast, the least possible local government, and managed to give the South and the Southwest some few local government. So in that case, they share money to them. But that is not what local government is meant for. Local government is meant for grassroots development. It's supposed to be the source of revenue generation. So the actual autonomy of local government you need is a local government structure whereby the local government generates its resources and give percentage of it to the state and retain some percentage of it for its own development. That's what you need, actually.
Roland,
So that's why in the UK you have your council. Your council in the UK. You see what they are doing? They are not building houses for people to rent. So even the idea we are talking about, the
yes, it's a local government thing. It's a local government thing.
They are not building houses for people in the UK to rent when they come there, and the council is making a lot of money from those houses people rent in the UK.
They're making so much, and that's poor. And that's it, and they collect taxes. You see, this is a good thing. You know, and you say, I think until Nigeria understand that, and the reason why I really think we should use our kings so much is that because these guys, they understand the locals, they understand the system. Like you said already, Okpa is already having his own structure. It's in place.
Yeah, we have our own structure. Agbon.
Yeah.
Agbon, where my mom came from, Agbon Kingdom, they have their own structure. So Agbon cannot be, imagine Agbon that has how many local government on its own will not be under Ethiopia East local government. That's it's not possible to move forward that way.
Run by who? No, look at the painful thing. Run by who? And the king is there. Run by who? You see, this is the rubbish.
Yeah, so no, the local government now is even designed just to share money. That's why you see the governors appoint them and they use it to share money.
Exactly. And that's why they won't even let the president make a move. Anyway, thank you very much, Roland. No, we're going to have this discussion. I think we're going to move the discussion of the Urhobo Commonwealth to a new level. I think next year we should not take it as a matter of if this is the only thing we do for Urhobo Nation, Roland. Let us take it as a responsibility to deliver this project for the people. The last time, I called a meeting on this. One Urhobo man came out and said, we can pick money on the streets of Nigeria. I can't find him now. He has not picked up the money from the streets of Nigeria. That's why I pull out of the project. You understand? I don't see how many streets money he has picked on the street. Anyway, that's by the way. Let us hope that we'll be able to deliver a template for the Urhobo Nation. See, my pain is this, Roland. Look at, how many Urhobo groups we have? How many groups? Forget even UPU. They gather, and what did they do? End of year party. I'm seeing a lot of end of year parties now. None have a substance. Not one. Not one. And it pains me deeply. So if UPU cannot do it, can't you do it? Even your so-called group, why are you setting up groups? You know the funniest thing, Roland? Even if you now come to UK and they just give you admission to go to school, they know government going to give you some loan. You see them telling you to form a group so that you can actually own the house. Immediately, they will start to write to you. So what is wrong with our children? That they are setting up groups. You go to Facebook now, there are so many Urhobo groups. None of them is aimed for one good thing. Oh, Ronald, you said it right. It's for unity. What are you uniting for? What is unity? Unity without a purpose. Ronald, you can't force people to unite. People will they will converge towards an idea. You can't force them to unite. People don't just unite, they unite towards something. And that is one thing we are missing at the moment. And I hope that the Commonwealth will help us to do that. Ronald, please come up with something in that area so that we're going to have the show again and again. It's going to be continuous. Tomorrow we invite more people into the show and really share more ideas on this. But hopefully tomorrow, I'm sorry for this. I will start the show with you and you give us a template of what we need to talk about. And then we'll move it forward. Thank you for your time, Roland. It's always
thank you.
It's a very good. Well, people, what we're gonna do tonight. The show is supposed to be an hour show, and I have to go a little bit because I started too early. I missed it. Roland is always an asset. It's an asset. Just in case you miss the news, he was a governorship aspirant. Now you see why he was. He actually stepped down for Baggy, and when I met Baggy, you can understand that Baggy was always saying, Roland. This is Roland. He came up with the 5 industrial cities. I've benefited a lot from this young man. And I pray that Urhobo Nation can see the asset I see in him and take advantage of it. That's where I'm going to end the show. Tomorrow we'll be here again. I'll try and push Roland here again tomorrow. And tomorrow we might just focus on either Agric or something. We always differ in ideas like this. But at the end, we have that commonalities on what we want to do. We're interested in growing your wealth, my wealth. Not personal one. It's not going to last. I want our Commonwealth. That is the language. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll do this again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Roland. You are a blessing, Roland. You are a blessing to us. And like you said, we hope you will run for the governor again. We want to see you
No,
come back again. I know
no, for
you're making so much
governorship,
money now.
no,
Ronald,
for politics. I have hung my boots for politics. I can only share my ideas to the public. If the states or the country think yes, there's something I can do to make governance better in the state or the country, yes, I can do that from a distance. I would not want to be part of any government or work for any government in Nigeria, and I'm not sure anywhere. That's just a personal resolution for now.
Roland is making so much money now. When I knew Roland last year, it wasn't like this. Look at his jaw, not the fat. You know, Roland, I hope your stomach not the big like this now. They say when only when they swear. All right, thank you very much, Roland. We do this again. We need to tap on this brain. We need this brain. Thank you very much, Roland. We need this. Thank you. We have you together.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. So that's when we end the show. Thank you very much. Let's dance one Urhobo track together. We'd like to see Urhobo women dancing. Let's do that, and then we'll close the show. Thank you very much. When